Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my trade recap for May 28th, 2019. Okay, as you can see, I have my P&L up here and my trading tickets and executions over here. A really quick disclaimer, this is not real money P&L, okay? I personally have enrolled myself into one of the largest trading competitions in the world, and each participant is given a demo count of 240,000 to trade with within a 10-day period. So the winner or the person who comes out with the most equity in their demo account wins the competition. The competition lasts 10 days. This is day one of the competition, and I like to share how I trade today, my strategy for the competition, and yes, once again, not real money. And here's my account for the trading challenge here. So you can see I traded Apple, Roku. Apple, I missed. Roku, I traded very well on the short side. I had a green P&L on the long side, but I gave it back at the end of the day. And then SPLK as well, I had a little tester trade on SPLK. And I will talk about SPLK later on at the end of the trade recap. My main focus was on Apple and Roku today, so let's get right into it. Okay, so you know what? Let's talk about Apple first, because this was actually a pretty sad miss for me. Apple going into the day, we have, let's move this out real quick. Here's the daily chart. Oh, sorry, the intraday 30-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. Okay, Apple going into the day, we had a catalyst here that Citigroup is considering pulling the Apple card, I believe, or something like that. So we had a bad analyst coming out, and a bad catalyst coming out, and we were looking for more downside here. At Trick Trades, this was one of the main plays as well, and Trick called out a key resistance level of 180.30-ish. So internet connections cutting off quite a bit. Let me get back here. And this is actually what I've been facing for the past few months, that my internet connection is cutting on and off. Hopefully you guys are back in the screen share right now. Okay, so Apple. Zoom out a little bit. We were looking for a pop and drop due to the bad analysts and looking for a key resistance level. Personally, I was looking at the $180 mark here on Apple. If I zoom in on the daily chart real quick, 180 was a key psychological hold number and also was very close to yesterday's opening price. So I was looking for this to reject. Unfortunately, it came up quite a little bit more and rejected at around 180.50. Okay, looking over here on this doji day, on the low here, we have 184.35. The high of this doji day on May 23rd, we have 180.50, and then we have the opening price, opening price 180.20-ish, and then today's highs at 180.60. So just a slight miss on my part. I marked the level kind of wrong, so that's why I have Apple on the red. Coming in, I shorted it on the first candle. I waited for the cover pop at the open, and this was the area I was playing off of. As it was coming down here on this wick, I was reading the tape. It was getting really heavy, so I shorted it right here. It worked right away, and I paid myself on this flush candle. I took half off. As it came back up and it wicked out again, I added back in what I took off, and then right here, as this wicked down and started to come down, I jammed it. Okay, I basically doubled my share size, and I was looking for the move down. So this wick totally trapped me out here, and as it came back up, I stopped out half and then stopped out half again as it was holding strong above the 180. On the tape itself, I was looking at a lot of green prints very fast above the 180 area. I was seeing the buyers stacking up and moving up forward. Moving up. So I basically got out. Eventually it topped out, and I was still keeping a half eye on this, but by then I was thinking, okay, this thing is gonna long now as it come down and held this breakout level. I was waiting for it to come back up, and I was looking for some sort of a double top to try to get back in, but as you can see, it never came back up. It just broke down this 180 and failed from there. So I was looking for like a little bounce, double top, and fail. This arrow I marked off, this would have been the key area that the perfect trade would happen, right? Because as it snapped this 180 with high relative volume, and then this came down hard, right? This had massive volume as well, and then this pull in right here, we have a little a lot lower volume than the previous snap candle, and it rejected the VWAP. This would get it right back. Okay, so this would have been the perfect entry on Apple here, and as you can see, you could have rolled this all the way down to oblivion, to 178. Okay, 178. Coincidentally, I had this marked off in the morning as well, because it was basically the lows of this doji candle right here, 177.80, as you can see on May 23rd. So it basically came down to about 177.90s and bounced from there. So this is unfortunately a trade that I missed. Now, while I got stopped out here, I was also focusing on ROKU as well, which was my main play of the day. Even though I didn't make a watch list last night, ROKU has always been on my watch list. And let's shrink these up real quick here and go to the daily chart on ROKU. So here's that ROKU daily chart. I was looking at ROKU last night. It closed very well. I was expecting a gap up. However, it was very overextended, so I was expecting a pullback day. When it opened today at the pre-market and started gapping down, I was thinking, okay, something's wrong. Why is it not gapping up since it closed so well? And I checked the news feed. Lo and behold, we have an analyst downgrade on it. Okay, so this catalyst confirmed my thesis on the day. I was looking for a pullback initially, and perhaps the catalyst added fuel to the fire and had ROKU pull back even more. So let's take a look at this real quick. I had the 95 level mapped out because it was a very key level and a psychological whole number. This purple line, this was the pre-market highs, and this purple line, this is the pre-market lows. If I zoom out real quick, you'll see there's a low and there's a high. So I was looking at this level. Unfortunately, I didn't get in right at the open here, and I missed this stuff move. This first move down here from 95 all the way down to 93, I missed it. So because I was trading Apple, so I was waiting for a pullback to get back in. So as it was making a pullback here, let's zoom in a little bit. As it was making a pullback here, I saw the stock kind of held under this level, okay? And this stuff candle had massive volume. Okay, so this was the start of a level that I was looking to risk off of. Eventually, I got in on this candle right here as it wicked down, and I paid myself real quick. Okay, once it came back up, I didn't want to add because of Apple. It kind of came back up on me as well. I didn't want to. I wanted the theory to make sure it tested out and confirmed before I added back in. So it kind of rounded off, and then eventually it came down, and it snapped this morning low here. And this is where I added in as this breakdown happened, and I jammed it. As it was coming down, I paid myself here as it was getting very extended to the downside, waited a little bit, and as it flushed again, I paid myself some more. Eventually, I finally got out. My target was $90. Eventually, it did hit $90, but eventually I got out here at 10:07. Let's take a look here. real quick. 1007 on 1007, yeah. Okay, eventually I covered the rest of it at 1007, and this was the move that I took it off of. Okay, so from this here all the way down here, and that was basically it. From here, I wasn't greedy because the average true range of Roku was $4.30, I believe, and it has sold off so much already from the 95 all the way to the 90 area, and that was basically the trade for me on the first trade plan. Obviously, I got out a little bit too early, but you can never be too careful here. Once it sold off some more, now I was looking for, the thesis was looking for a buy back up to the VWAP here. And I was waiting for a double bottom high or low setup for it to exhaust itself. Sorry, I lost screen share again. So let's get that back up. I saw this massive volume coming in at around 1030 area, and then it bottomed out. I waited, sold off, double bottom right here, and it was double bottoming it right at a key support of 89. Right, so from here I actually got in a little bit too early. It started to work, came back down. It couldn't hold this mini breakout level. So let's zoom in right here. It couldn't hold this mini breakout level that I mapped off. So I cut half my losses, cut half my position, and then by the time it broke out here and opened up again on this candle, I added back the half, waited. This time it did hold this little breakout area, and it made a higher low. And from here, it was just gold. As it broke out this 89.50 area, I added in here, and I jammed it long. Okay, and basically rolled it up. Once it got to about the $90 level, I paid myself a lot on the position because it was a key psychological number, and this was the 90 level was always the level that I was looking at, right? I know the thesis was supposed to be VWAP, but I got out most of it from here. This hard pull-in came. I saw it kind of top out here, and I saw this candle. It was a little bit overextended to the long side. I eventually got out all of it around this area, and then it pulled in hard. Once it pulled in hard, I knew it was done, and the rest of it was out. So that was my long play. Looking on hindsight right now, though, I mean, after this hard pull-in, it made this trend line and started grinding up, and eventually did hit the VWAP. And from the VWAP, it failed again. So the long play was pretty nice. Coming in here into late day, I went out to lunch afterwards, and coming in here into late day, I believe I longed it again. Yes, yeah, right here as it came down to the 89 level again. 89 was a key level from before, so let's mark that off. It was the low of this morning, so I saw it pop up as it was coming back down hard, and it made a higher low from the 89, so I got long right here, and it couldn't break. I paid myself some, and then eventually it was trading sideways, and this snap down right here, I was really getting ready. I had an average of 89.03. I was really getting ready, and as it snapped down, I couldn't get out because this was when my server kind of logged out and my internet failed me again. By the time I got logged back in, it was already here. Okay, and that's where I gave up all of my green gains from the long on Roku due to a technical issue. Had the technical issue not happened, I would have stopped out right here, because the way I was thinking was, I mean, if it was going to go back up at the end of the day, it would have, right? The way it trended sideways for so long, and since I have paid myself, I was prepared to get the hell out. And if it got back to my entry price, and because the way I was thinking about it, it was that if it was supposed to go, it would have gone by 3:30. It would have gone, but it didn't. And basically, I from there, I swapped positions and I shorted it. And I shorted it at 88.77 right here, chasing it from the break of the lows of the day. Okay, because the theory of it not going up means that, and it was selling off heavy. So I basically shorted it and chased it all the way down and paid myself right here, got out on the move, and got my gains back from the short side of it instead of the long, and I did okay from there. And that was my trade on Roku. That said, that's basically my trade recap today. Tomorrow's gonna be tough on Roku. I don't know what it's gonna do just yet, since it has sold off so much on the daily chart. Scrolling back a little bit, this happened before. I mean, from here we had positive earnings run up. Eventually we had a major we had an analyst downgrade that caused a big red day, and then the next few days it grinded back up. So I guess this could be like the same pattern, right? I mean, you see this pop, grind up, analyst downgrade right here, and then tomorrow we could see a slight grind up, but without the range that it's supposed to have, I don't think I'll be trading Roku tomorrow unless it snaps this, well, maybe 87. We'll see. But that's basically it. Okay, so I did want to talk about SPLK. What happened on SPLK was basically a test as... I lost screen share again. Okay, just let me log on real quick here back onto my platform. And you're going to see that I'm going to lose this. SPLK. Let's see, right here. Okay, so let's change the chart to SPLK. Now, SPLK, I shorted it right around here at 10:52. Okay, so what happened was I was in the Trick Trade chat room and I was looking at the trade idea scanner. Now, Trick has his proprietary trade idea scanners loaded with back-tested Savage scans, okay? And SPLK came up as one of the ATM reversal pattern on the scan, and the scan back-tested by Kelvo and created by Kelvo, one of our moderators at Trick Trades. I basically took it for a test run here at 100 shares. And 10:52, where is that? Okay, so I saw the alert right around this area. Let's move it out a little bit. I saw the alert right around this area on the scan, and I took the short. However, the volume was really light, so I only took 100 shares. Eventually, I got tired of waiting, and I covered here at 11:15. So right here, just right before the snap, okay? And I made a little green on it, but the idea is to bring it all the way down to VWAP. But and as you can see, the scanner itself worked perfectly, and it bounced right off VWAP and trended higher on the day. Okay, but nonetheless, I took the trade solely based on the scanner alone, and I just want to say that these scanners work. They're back tested. It's been back tested a lot of times actually by Kelvo, the creator himself. They are for sale, but to use them you need to have a subscription to Trade Ideas as well. And what I don't have is a subscription for Trade Ideas, and if you're a member of Trick Trade chat room, you get to see the scanners as well. So basically, that's that. If you are interested in getting the scanners for yourself, but not joining Trick Trade, my internet is cutting out and I'm losing screen share, coming back up again. Okay, so check out my video link description below if you want to buy the scanners here. It's under the name Savage Scans. I have the link there. If you're looking to join Trick Trades, I also have a discount link there as well. That could be a better way to get the scanners. If you can join our room, Trick fires up his screen share, right? And the scanners are on there as well. So for those who want to be a little bit lazy, do less homework, take the scanner trades. These trades work, and it's a proprietary scanner that Kelvo built for Trick Trades. So definitely look into that. Yeah, that's basically my trade recap on the day. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment below. Or if you just want to chat trading at all, just type it in the comments, because I always read my comments as well. And I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thank you. Ciao.